So you growing up then in Louisiana and you're getting exposed to the bullying and this wasn't the first time of bullying acts.
Yeah, so Louisiana, and then we moved to Houston.
Oh, wow.
And in both places, I got bullied pretty hard. Like, I remember one of my best friends actually lifting me up on my neck in the middle of school.
Oh, wow.
And like holding me there, and I thought he was like a good friend of mine. Yeah. And then the final moment, I was in 7th grade in a language class, and one of the cool kids like turned off the light while like 3 others just started punching me.
Oh my god.
In the middle of the class, and the teacher like fumbled over to the light and turned it on and then pretended like nothing happened, even though everyone knew what happened.
Oh, wow.
Right? And then I was like, okay, no one's gonna help me. I need to change this.
Wow.
And then I did somehow.
And I mean, that's total gaslighting from a teacher that you're like, wait.
Yeah, I don't think he did it intentionally. He seemed very like not confident with himself in general. So I just thought that maybe even he was scared of these kids because they had already gotten pretty big at this point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, high school is such a crazy place.
That was middle school.
That was middle school.
Yeah, that was 7th grade.
You were getting bullied in, oh my gosh.
5th grade was when it started.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what were some of the steps that you did? Like,
I made friends with the biggest kids in school. I found all like the lonely kids, the ones that were like weird and weren't necessarily getting bullied, but they were definitely shunned out. And I collected them and brought them together as like a group of people that could then hang out. So I found every kid at lunchtime who was weird and awkward, and I would invite them to come sit with me. And then I had like 2 other friends that were there. So it was like, oh, he's coming to meet with 3 friends. So no girls, because of course that was weird.
Right, of course.
But all like the boys that were separated and isolated, I started like inviting them. And I don't know, I got really fake it till you make it confidence because I knew that's what it was going to take somehow.
Because knowing that intuitively as a young child, I mean, I can only imagine like, you know, Ari being in that situation and it's like, wow, what do the parents do in that way? And I've experienced, you know, bullying mean girls in the 7th grade as well. I remember, you know, there was a rumor that I was like stuffing my bra, you know, and it was like the craziest thing. But you know what? When you're 12, you're like, it's the worst thing. No, I'm not. You know?
Yeah.
Although I probably should have at that age. But anyways, it's a different story.
Yeah, totally.
But it's just crazy. Like, you know, just the things. And I remember I would hold my pee the whole day because I didn't want to get caught in the bathroom with some of these girls.
Really?
Yes, it got that bad. It got that bad. And I remember, I mean, it just, yeah. So kids can be really ruthless and mean. So for you to even not have this victim mentality, because you were the victim in those circumstances, but at that young age, you were able to kind of start thinking, well, what do I need to be doing? So take us through, where did the spiritual elements about you come in yet, or was it your intuition that you were just leaning on heavily?
The answer is probably going to surprise you. My dad, because he was a video gamer, we actually used to play video games when they were text-based. Do you remember that?
No, I don't even. What does that even mean? Like,
there were video games that you would play where it would be on those, you know, green and black only computer screens.
Okay, like Atari?
like yes, around that time period, but these were computers, like personal computers, like the giant ones.
Oh god, yeah.
And
with like the floppy
video,
disk,
yeah,
right?
to play the video game, it would be on the internet, so the dial up and all that.
God, shout out to the floppy disk era.
Seriously, so cool though, so retro. I like it. It's classy.
It's classy, sleek.
Yeah. So on the screen, it would be like reading a book in real time. So it would say like the ice giant is moving towards you to fight, and then you would have to type in real time your response, and if you couldn't type fast enough or if you misspelled, you'd be in combat and you'd have to type it exactly correctly.
Oh my gosh, so you're not fighting with like
and
the
I was
controllers.
like 5 or 6.
Oh my gosh.
So my typing skills became
really
incredible. Yeah.
You were playing these like, you were like programming computers.
At a very low level, sure.
I mean,
yeah.
You were
typing things, right? So you were like writing books sort of with this video game that's interacting with you.
Yeah, you were typing code.
Yeah. And it would be like hundreds of players at the same time in this game. and you'd have to literally navigate everything through typing the words that you'd want to be doing, right?
Wow.
And
Like downshift.
well,
kick,
it would
left,
be yes.
Angle.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
Oh my God.
But like, and there's lots of commands and stuff too. It was really, I don't even remember exactly.
Wild.
But I remember loving it.
Yeah.
And my dad got us into D&D at a very young age as well, like pen and paper, all imagination.
Dragons
with his,
and Dungeons.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
with his friends.
So good.
And so we cultivated this level of imagination at a very young age at like a really high level because we're playing with adults, right? And my dad had been playing since he was 10, right? So I think because of that, I thought anything was possible as a child, right? And the level of imagination we had been encouraged to develop was incredible. Like I recommend that, like if your kids are interested in that stuff, like writing books and art and all of, I'm like, go as fantastical as you can go, introduce them to fantasy. And that kind of plays a role in the Thrive Dojo now, where before we do classes, and because of my Peru trip, I no longer say, let's set intentions. I'll start with that. And then when I actually go around the room and I ask people to set an intention, I say, let's set magical requests. Because as soon as you use the term magical, people let go of what reality could be like and they start thinking crazy, right? And I'm like, I mean magical, right? Like I'm gonna make $1 million overnight tonight, right? Like that's my magical request, because what I've kind of interpreted through this whole thing is the universe doesn't really understand your words and your specifics. It understands your energy. So it may not give you exactly what you're asking for, when you're asking for it, or how you're asking for it. It does understand the energy that you're feeling, right? And the inspiration that you're feeling. Yeah.
Oh, I love the magical request. That's powerful. So powerful. See you next time at the Brave Table.